In the moment we're in, this moment in America with trans issues at the top of a Republican social or conservative political agenda, knowing what you know now, if you could go back, would you send this can to this one person again?
There's a big social conversation taking place right now, and big brands are right in the middle of it. And it's not just our industry or Budlight. It's happening in retail. It's happening in fast food. And so for us, what we need to understand is, deeply understand and appreciate, is the consumer and what they want, what they care about.
What is going on, everybody? Wired here. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. The clip I just played for you is from one Mr. Brendan Whitworth, of the CEO of Anheuser-Busch. Now, as we all know, they have gone through a disastrous 20-some billion loss from their disastrous partnership with Dylan Mulvaney. And although the CEO doesn't want to come out and denounce Dylan Mulvaney, he doesn't want to come out and defend Mulvaney either. And for that, they have lost people on both sides of the aisle, some of which they will never get back, unfortunately. Now, is that going to keep them at number 2 spot forever? Who knows? I mean, we're going to see. But I wanted to comment on this because this is really interesting from Mr. Vaney here, saying that they are very upset that Budlight did not come out and publicly defend them, and they think this is an attack on trans people. I think what they're doing is what Vaney is doing is an attack on women. But without further ado, let's get into what Mr. Vaney has to say.
Hi. One thing I will not tolerate people saying about me is that I don't like beer, because I love beer and I always have. I built my platform on being honest with you, and
that's an outright lie. That's a complete outright lie, just first off. And I'm going to tell you why. Dylan Mulvaney is not a trans person. They've had no top surgery, no bottom surgery. They are literally just someone in woman face. And apparently, you know, people say blackface is really offensive. You can't do that anymore. Okay, totally fine. Woman face, for some reason, that has not hit the ban list yet of cancelable offenses. Because you can just claim you're trans, but you don't have to prove you're trans in any sort of way. You don't have to go through any sort of surgeries or anything like that. And, you know, I would like to congratulate Mulvaney here on their 0 days of being a woman. But let's continue. Yeah, honesty. Sure.
what I'm about to tell you might sound like old news, but you know that feeling when you have something uncomfy like sitting on your chest? Well, that's how I feel right now. So this feels like the right thing to do.
Okay.
I took a brand deal with a company that I loved, and I posted a sponsored video to my page. And it must have been a slow news week, because the way that this ad got blown up, you would have thought I was like on a billboard or on a TV commercial or something major, but
no. Let's be honest here. The fastest way to get fame in this day and age is the internet. I mean, you have the outreach to, reach around the globe. Millions, billions of people potentially can see what you're doing. A billboard, you're gonna get the view a couple thousand, maybe, even if it's on a popular highway. And the same people, most of them going back and forth. But no, not a slow news week. It was just a fed up news week. People are just getting tired of seeing you on everything and getting all this crap pushed down their throats. But let's continue.
no, it was just an Instagram video. And the wildest part is that they also sent me one can with my face on it. You might have seen it. And funny story, I had the can around my house, but then I realized, wait, I need to protect this can. So I hid it somewhere, and now I can't find it because I hid it so well. But when I do find it, I feel like it needs to go.
AKA, I sold it to somebody for probably like $500 because this is all a grift. This is all for money. That's speculation. I don't know, but that's what I would allege. That you sold it to somebody for cash. This gravy train is going to run out on Mulvaney. I think it's going to run out very, very soon.
In a museum, preferably behind bulletproof glass.
In a museum. Wow. I can't even really understand. I can't even fathom this level of narcissism, that you are so important that your can should get put into a museum. But hey, it's 2023. Yeah, it probably will be.
Might be thinking, Dylan, why bring it up now? I'm bringing it up because what transpired from that video was more bullying and transphobia than I could have ever imagined. And I should have made this video months ago, but I didn't.
All right. I'm sorry, I know I'm pausing a little bit here. It's not bullying or transphobia for people to say they do not want to buy Anheuser-Busch products because they do not support your message. That's voting with your wallet. That's the only thing these corporations understand. Anheuser-Busch used to stand for American values, and they used to have very good ads, very good ad campaigns. I remember them from when I was a little kid. But people do not have to buy your product. If they don't support what the company is doing, they're allowed to vote with their wallets. I don't understand how that's bullying, how that's transphobia. People do not like the LGBTQIA XYZ alphabet community being shoved down their throats. They don't like it in schools. They don't like it in libraries. They don't like it in companies. This is really simple. It's simple.
And I was scared, and I was scared of more backlash, and I felt personally guilty for what transpired. So I patiently waited for things to get better. But surprise, they haven't really. And I was waiting for the brand to reach out to me, but they never did. And for months now, I've been scared to leave my house. I have been ridiculed in public.
Welcome to the world of being a celebrity, which it seems like Dylan Mulvaney has always wanted this. It just does, just from seeing them on The Price is Right, all their performative acting. They've been in Broadway shows. You want to be on stage. You want to be in the spotlight. I don't actually believe this person cares at all about the negative attention they're getting. They're just happy they're getting attention.
I've been followed, and I have felt a loneliness that I wouldn't wish on anyone. And I'm not telling you this because I want your pity.
Welcome to being a man in 2023. I would say most men out there are pretty lonely. That's the world of being a man. Welcome to it.
I'm telling you this because if this is my experience from a very privileged perspective, know that it is much, much worse for other trans people.
No, it's not.
For a company to hire a trans person and then not...
No, it's not much worse for regular trans people. I'm sorry, I know I'm stopping it too much. It's not much worse for regular trans people. Regular trans people, they probably go and live their lives and nobody really cares. The only reason people care about you is because you're throwing it in our faces, and there's companies that are backing you that are worth billions of dollars. That's the only reason. A regular trans person, I might not agree with it, but honestly, I don't really care. If you're over 18 and you're just living your life, I really don't care what you do. It really doesn't matter to me. I may disagree with it personally, but I don't really care. And I think that's what most people think.
Not publicly stand by them is worse, in my opinion, than not hiring a trans person at all, because it gives customers permission to be as transphobic and hateful as they want. And the hate doesn't end with me. It has serious and grave consequences for the rest of our community.
No, it doesn't.
And we're customers too. I know a lot of trans and queer people who...
You yourself are making customers look bad. You yourselves are making the community that you're supposed to represent, even though you don't really represent it because you're a grifter, you're making them look bad. It has nobody else is affected by this. And if they are affected by it, it's your fault.
Love beer. And I have some lesbian friends who could drink some of those haters under the table. But to turn a blind eye and pretend everything is okay, it just isn't an option right now. And
as you sit in $1 million house that you bought within a year of rising to superstardom for doing woman face, everything's not okay. Somehow you're still the victim. Not the women that you've, perpetrated woman face for. No, they're not the victims. It's just you, of course.
And you might say, but Dylan, I don't want to get political. Babe, supporting trans people, it shouldn't be political.
Oh.
There should be nothing controversial or divisive about working with us.
Yeah, until you come for our kids.
And I know it's possible because I've worked with some fantastic companies who care, but
and the entire year you've been doing this.
Caring about the LGBTQ plus community requires a lot more than just a donation somewhere during Pride Month. And all this to say, bottom line is that if you follow me, if I've made you smile, if you care about me, I need you to care about every trans person. And I need you to support us, and I need you to stand by us. And hey, it's still Pride Month. So,
No, it's not. It's over, actually. Thank goodness for that.
I'm going to celebrate being alive, and I'm going to celebrate the trans people in my life and the ones I haven't met yet. And I'm going to celebrate the fact that no matter how many thousands of horrible messages or news anchors misgendering me or companies going silent, that I can look in the mirror and see the woman that I am.
That's completely untrue as well. And again, nobody cares if you go celebrate privately. The problem is the pride thing has gone out and been this whole parade in the street. There are people in Seattle parading naked in the street in front of children. This is the degradation of our entire society. Nobody cares what you do in the privacy of your bedroom. Maybe some people do, but very few people actually give a crap about what that is. We care because you're always in our face. You're always making these social media posts. You're shoving all this stuff down our throats. You have the backing of these companies. What can the common person do about this? Like me or like you, like 99% of us, what can we do? The only thing we can do is vote with our wallet and say, no, I don't agree with those fundamental values, so I will no longer consume your product. Oh, that's hateful. No, it's not. Really, Dylan, you're like 27 or something. You should grow up. You really should, and you should go away for a while. But I highly doubt you will, because this grift is not going to last forever. In a year or two, I highly doubt this person is even going to be, people are going to be like Dylan who. Anyway, that's all I got. Leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you for listening to this one, and I'll catch you on the next one. And thank goodness Pride Month is over. Later.